Ross Moore back here, JB's brother.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Executor of the estate.
Wasn't he one of the ones his sister originally was?
He was the first in the house.
I don't know why she's buried there, because she married and had family, you know. Why she isn't with her family, I know.
Some say that she was instituted. And it could have been.
Because of the murders?
No, I don't think she had anything. But, well, something like that happened. Turned out to be very good.
Yeah.
Anyway, then the Stillingers are over here. Lena and Nina here, and Edith was an older sister, and she never married, and she kind of ran the farm towards the last. Now, that Monday morning, Sarah Stillinger, she was worried about the girls, and so she rang the operator and asked her to ring the Moore house. And anyway, the operator said, I can't ring the Moore house because everybody was killed here last night. And that's how she found out about her daughters. And she was 8 months pregnant at the time. Anyway, a month later she lost that child, so they lost 3 children in a month's time. Joe Stillinger just never did get over this. It couldn't be investigated fast enough. He blamed himself for letting the girls go and things like that. And in 1914, then, he organized the 3 families, the Moores, Stillingers, and the Montgomerys, and they hired the Burns Agency. And of course, when they did that, and after 2 years of investigating with the Burns Agency, that's when Jones sued the 3 families. Was because he came out with what he called the dope sheet.
Yeah.
And then he named that F.F. Jones had hired Blackie Mansfield to kill the Moores. So that was what set that all off. Anyway, Jones is across the road here. Like a rich man's son. Albert had 4 hells. Wheelchair a lot. But he died when his wife remarried. And that's why there's a cap there. She's buried in a little cemetery down by Hollyville, down north of Clinton. We're coming up stealing horses for the Confederacy.
Oh.
And anyway, when they got organized, the first thing they did, they caught 9 Missouri horse thieves. And you know, they weren't very kind to horse thieves back then. Anyway, they took them to the Missouri River, tied 8 of them hand and foot, and threw them in the icy water. And they turned 1 loose. They said it stopped the horse thieves. But anyway, he had a company in the Civil War. When he got out of the Civil War, well, he was a brigadier general. I imagine he got some land. But they say he designed that. I don't know who the carver was, but no, it's kind of unique. Yeah, very unique.
That's very cool.
Charles Moore died. That was JB's father, and it lengthened the settlement of the estate. So in 1914, Ross Moore, the executor of the estate, he put a sign on the house that if you'd agree to either rent or buy the house, you could live in it for 6 months free rent. And the Keystons came back to Montana, I think, penniless. And John, Allie, and the 3 daughters moved into the house. John only stayed the first night. The next day he fixed up a room in the old barn, and he spent the next 12.5 years sleeping the nights in the barn. The granddaughter said that he had a real fear of the house after dark. Fine for his wife and daughters to be in there, but he didn't want to figure that out, you know. Anyway, he deeded the house to Allie in 1915, which was a little unusual, you know, I mean, to turn it over to the wife. But when he died in 1927, my Allie moved south of town, and she rented the house out then for 20 years. In that 20-year span, the Millers lived here 6 years, and Homer Rittner lived here 1 night, and everybody else was in between. That brought us up to 1947 when the Brannons bought the property.